All right, so it's that time of the month. OG movement for Fortnite is trending again. I've been tagged about it on Twitter, YouTube comments. I've seen so many TikToks about it as well, about hashtag bringbackompp, which is just bringing back old movement. The thing that I have noticed, however, is that streamers and content creators who don't want OG movement back, that are just seeing little snippets on Twitter and also many threads, don't understand the full concept of what the community wants. I'll be explaining everything and clearing most of this distorted debate to try and come to a middle compromise that people believe has affected the game. So let's get right into it. Yo, what's going on, guys? If you're new here, my name is Tricky. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure to use code TRICKYS, TRICKYS, in the Fortnite item shop. Also, join the Discord down below. We're going to be doing giveaways during the live event, which is on July 26th. For the close to the end of Season 4, I'm so excited. Make sure y'all tune in. But guys, what is so distorted about this debate of OG movement coming back to the game? Why don't streamers want it back? Why does the OG community want it back, and what can't they see eye to eye on? Now, the reason why streamers don't want it back, and what I've been seeing a lot, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if I do miss anything, I'm sorry, it is a lot of information, but they're just so used to the new movement. Now, I understand this a lot. It's been almost 2 years since we've seen the switch from old movement over to the new movement, especially with the animations. I mean, since we're so used to it now, and since they already changed it, it would have been completely different if they kept it in the game for a couple months and then decided to revert it back. But it just changes a lot of aspects, mostly with competitive play, but also they just don't believe that it will help the player count or change much of the gameplay aspect at all. And one of the biggest reasons why as well is that slower movement just doesn't fit in newer battle royale. I 100% understand this. I do not think that OG movement should be in the main chapter 6 game mode, and we'll go into more later on how they could kind of balance this out on OG and chapter 6. But slower movement just doesn't fit at all. The map is just way too massive to have slow movement. Also abilities, also the way that the map is set up, it just doesn't make sense in the newer game mode. And one of the biggest things that streamers tell most of the OG community is that the community is just nostalgia blinded, which we'll go more into that later in this video. But this possibly could be true, but they could be seeing it differently than what the OG community is expressing. So now, why does the OG community want the old movement back? Well, number one, I think one of the most valid reasons and understandable reasons is that if it's the OG chapter 1 map, it helps out so much more with the nostalgia, the feeling that you get when you play OG. It just adds on to that layer, especially if we got it right now. I think it would definitely fix a lot. The next reason as well is that it was just an iconic movement style for over 6 years, and a lot of people believe that the change made it so much worse. Now, personally, I've gotten used to both movement styles, so I don't care anymore. I've gotten so used to it. I just don't care for the old movement to be back, but I do understand people that maybe took a long break from the game and are just now coming back, and they have to learn this whole new movement style, especially with the sprinting, sliding, mantling. It's so much different. But let's talk about the sprinting and sliding later, because that's not even what the OG community is expressing. Now, this is a good argument brought up by the YouTuber Rixper. He talks about cosmetics such as the pickaxe when fast editing builds. Now, he actually made a really good comparison. He showed a video from a little over a couple years ago and showed him playing now and compared the two in fast editing builds. If you look at the older gameplay, you can see that it was much easier to see your pickaxe between edits. And he said that's one of the main reasons that he would buy the pickaxes as well, is because you could actually see them when you're editing. But now it's just impossible to see. I mean, you see a little bit of it for almost like a frame or two. So why would you spend $15 to $20 on a pickaxe when you can't even see it when you're building? I get that a lot. That's probably one of the best arguments that someone has brought up about old movement, especially the animation. Another thing as well, we went over this earlier, people believe that the player count will double, triple, or maybe even quadruple on OG because that movement style is just so iconic. Now, I don't think it would triple or quadruple. I do think it would go up a little bit just because they decided to add it back, but the biggest thing is retention. Can they keep the retention of the players for a longer period? So if they add it back and gain 50,000 players that day, it goes up to 100,000 players concurrently, and then it slowly starts dipping down. then that means that OG movement did basically nothing because it's not keeping the retention of the players. It still is a very good argument that it would double or triple it, but it would only do that for a short period of time, I believe. And last but not least, OG doesn't feel OG, leading to a lot of the nostalgia being taken away. Now, this is a tough one because I really don't feel any nostalgia taken away from old movement being gone. I mean, I could understand it from some people's perspective, but personally, in my opinion, I just don't feel a lot of the nostalgia being ripped away because of the movement. I definitely think it's overall gameplay aspects, like a lot of the bugs that are still in the game, also the graphics, maybe it being on a newer engine. Honestly, it's just a lot of things that are combined into one that does rip the nostalgia away a lot. And I think that's partially a reason why OG isn't as popular as it should be. Is number one, it's a permanent game mode. Number two, adding on to that, people can get on whenever they want, so there's really no need to be on the game every day, unlike how it was back in 2023 where it was only a month long, so they were holding like 2 to 3 million concurrent players. I mean, it's just all FOMO, which is a lot of the reason as well why OG isn't holding such a strong player count. Now, this is the biggest part of the video, and I really need you to pay attention because I've noticed all over Twitter, all over YouTube, that people are getting this wrong. Streamers don't understand that the community only wants the animations changed, not sprinting removed or sliding removed. And if Epic Games is watching this video, keep this in mind as well. This is an easy compromise that the OG community is willing to make to better fit others' content. All people want back in OG is the actual visual. Most of them still want the fast-paced movement, especially the zero build players, which I should have mentioned earlier, but zero build is almost impossible on the old movement. Sliding and sprinting is literally the only way to have an enjoyable time on zero builds, realistically. So I think the best thing, what really should happen, is keep the movement all the same in Chapter 6. However, in OG, put old movement either in the main game mode or put it in the casual game mode, which I mentioned in my last video, basically critiquing Cypher PK's video and reacting to it. But I feel like the best compromise would be to only have OG movement in the casual game mode and builds. And maybe later on we can talk about it also in the main OG game mode. But there should be two different options, especially in creative, because I've also wanted to create like a 1v1 map with all of the old movement, but I just can't do that because it's out of the game. Also, you got to remember, with this being a permanent game mode and it being such a huge shift from the main battle royale game mode, we have to go slow with this. The people working on OG did not work on the original Chapter 1 game. I'm almost certain of it because it's just completely different than what it was. But I understand a lot of people left Epic Games because there was a huge transitional period. So if you actually want things in the game, we just have to take it slow, give them little bits of advice, not just shove it all in their face. But like with OG movement, just focus on one thing at a time and we'll be good. So personally, I think that's the best compromise, and I hope I cleared everything up. If you have any questions in the comments or want to add anything, make sure to comment it down below because I do miss some things. I'm sorry. But yeah, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. #BringBackOMPP, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.